Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another Genshin Impact video. For this, we're going over what you do when you hit AR 30 plus every day, so you have content to progress. A lot of people want to do, chest farming and things like that to get more AR level, but that's going to get you so far. What you really can do are these things in order to make sure that your account can actually do the things you need every day. Let's jump into it. Alright, first on the list. Now this thing seems slightly obvious, but if you've been playing since AR 30, but these are the things that you can do every single day. Now first off, there are bosses that are around the map, and these bosses that you can actually get there's certain typings. There are the Fatui Electro Siren Mages, there's the Cryo Abyss Mages, Ruin Guards, Wooden Shield Mutaturals, and then in Leeway we got the Geo Hatchlings, the Ruin Hunters, Fatui Pyro Agents, Rock Shield Wall Mutaturals, and any kind of Abyss Mage. So all those guys are bosses. Now each one of these bosses has, different drops that you can get. First off, you can get more out of these bosses. You get leyline branches for your upgrades, or dead leyline leaves, and finally leyline sprouts, depending on the rarity of your world level, etc. And the other thing they drop, which is very important, is artifacts. Now this is an RNG drop that you get out of these bosses, but because you can get artifacts out of these drops, you actually get You can actually get artifact upgrades for your characters without spending any resin, which is really nice. As you can see, on some of the bosses that I had, there is actually a respawn timer, and eventually you actually farm all of them, which is about a full day respawn timer. Now if you go down your entire map, there actually are more of these bosses than are marked on the map, and you can actually try to find out all the bosses on the routes that you want to take, especially so that you can make sure that you can get all the artifacts that you can get every single day without spending any resin. The total amount of time that it takes to farm just the bosses on this list is about 2 hours, I want to say. It doesn't take too long, but here's the crazy thing. You can actually do this with your friends. So if you want to double up on this and you wanted to get more drops every single day, you can actually co-op with your friends and make sure that you can get these bosses done with them so that you can actually get double drops. That can extend your grind to about 4 hours per day. 4 hours a day that you can have for just two sets of runs for lots of artifact grinding. But on my stream and every day, we're farming bosses, going around doing this stuff, so that's one of the things we do. Except the reason I have this girl Ningwei on my stream is because she is an amazing character, and I hope that either you or a buddy have her, because she is a very, very good character for this next thing. But when you're running around the map with Ningwei, oh look, a chest. Yeah, it's definitely a respawn chest. I fly over this shit all the time. Anyways, so, oh look, another chest, damn bro. Now Ningwei's passive ability is the ability to find out these rocks wherever you are on your mini map. As you can see in the top left hand corner, you can see on the mini map, I'm actually like right over it, and be able to find these things is really nice. So just bring any claymore user you got. Noelle is the free to play option, of course, and you can actually just grind these out. You don't want to bring a free rock clip. Is that you just go from rock to rock farming all of them. Now, of course, what you want to do is not farm them in your own world. You want to go to a friend's world and farm with them so that you guys can double up on rock farming, so you get twice as many. Oh, look, another chest. They did respawn today. Look at that. If you didn't want to bring another character, you can always use Ning. She does okay on the rocks. Not amazing, but it definitely works. So if you're like with 4 friends in total, just one of you needs Ningwei, and the other 3 can bring whoever they want, because then the rock farm, the true rock farmer, will just bring Ningwei, and then you can all 4 of you share rocks. Now, why is rock farming important? This is like a lot of people are asking, hey, why the hell do I need to do this? So every day, if you go to Wagner or any of the blacksmiths, or there's only 2 actually, and you want to craft something, you'll notice that mine says 0 right here. You actually can only craft a certain amount of these per day. I think it's 30. So, and they're all tied to each other. So what you need is only the crystal chunks, and those can only be found in Storm Trail Lair in the areas you find. If you want to know more about where you can find them, you can always use the Genshin Impact interactive map. And then, of course, over here there are filters that you can use for finding crystal chunks or white iron ores if you really want to farm for weapons. The 2 areas that I usually primarily farm are all over Storm Trail Lair and then all over here. You can see they're very big clusters. And then I do drive over here because there are some big clusters over here that are really easy to find. Now, grinding through all these areas on a daily grind takes you about 30 to 45 minutes. It really doesn't take that long. I was really surprised how little time it actually takes. And if you do it on with your world and a friend's world, it'll probably take you about an hour to an hour and a half, depending. And as you get faster at rock farming and trying to figure out the most efficient routes for everything and trying to find all the right spots that you want to use to grind the rocks, you might even get even faster. Now we're at 5.5 hours. Now you may think, hey Sekapoko, I'm newer at the game. I have lots of these. I have tons. Well, that's really cool, dude. Because I have none. And I farm rocks too. So endgame content, by the way, because of the bosses, and those are the two major things that you can actually farm, you can actually get tangible gains in your account by doing so. Now, the last thing you can do, of course, besides farming rocks, is farming berries, picking fruits, and all that stuff. But essentially, what you can do is you can also find the plants that you need, so for specific kinds of things, for upgrade materials. Now, I need all these all the time for different things, so if you wanted to get the specific ones that actually respawn every day, you can see there's ones over here in the Genshin Forest, as well as some in Leeway for these silk flowers for specific characters. So the reason that you're going to need these, of course, and you want them, and you want to spend some time farming these, not every single day, but some days, you need to, of course, get upgrade materials for your characters like silk, glaze lilies, etc. Now, the amount that you're going to actually need at higher levels is pretty exorbitant. So if we get to higher levels here, of course, you're going to need a total of 45 of these to upgrade a character. While you're boss farming as well, what's really nice is, of course, you're going to be able to get the insignias that you need, all the materials that you need for upgrading characters, and you'll be able to use them to upgrade your talents to get your talents even higher. So those are the things that you can do without resin every single day in order to make it so that your account can actually progress every single day. And grinding all the materials that you need for your characters on the map can take anywhere between 10 minutes all the way to 2 hours. So this is 8 hours of content that you can do per day as a hardcore farmer. I'm pretty sure you're never going to run out of stuff to do in Genshin Impact. You may not want to do those things, but as we saw from the video, the chests are respawning, and you can always go around and get some of the respawn chests as well. So when your sanity kind of goes and dips, mix it up, go in between, do them all, whatever you want to do throughout every single day, and you'll actually get real tangible gains on your account. And the nice thing is that if you wanted to focus on one thing specifically, you can always go to a friend's world and use co-op to get more bosses on your account and get large amounts of resource gains over the course of multiple days. It's also more fun, and you can hang out with a buddy and do lots of things with them, or you can join random friends' worlds and then steal their bosses, depending on if they don't really want to use them or not, or just steal their rocks, whatever you want to do. Last thing you can do, of course, which a lot of people do not want to do because it takes a lot of time, is going to be the achievements, and there's a ton of them. There are ones that you can do just for collecting books, I think. The one I was doing yesterday, which is very, very hard, is learning all the recipes. So cooking is actually this really interesting thing in this game that I had no idea would had so many applications that could be really good. So many of you, of course, have been cooking just to revive your characters. You've been using it for healing, etc. But I'm sure a lot of you have noticed there's a lot of other types of ways you can use cooking, like getting stamina back, as well as using less stamina. But the big one that's just going to be nice, and I know this is going to be really, really important later on, is there's going to be food that you can actually get that increases all party members' attack by a certain value and crit rate by a certain value, making it so that you can have a big gain for endgame content. Now, this I can definitely tell is going to be a very, very valuable thing that you're going to need to have in your actual characters in order for boss fights to go really well. And if the boss fights are, say, 6 minutes, or they're time limited for 6 minutes, you eat one of these right before a boss fight and just go ham on the boss. I can already tell that this is going to be something you're going to need to farm out on the weekly, just so you get lots of resources for your characters, and then of course get lots of stuff. Now, of course, the farming materials that you get around the map, of course, you can use for processing your materials, getting lots of flour, etc. And these types of things, some of them you can only purchase from shops, but like wheat and things like that, and berries around the map, you can use these to farm jam, etc. to get a little bit more gains. And the other things that you can get, of course, you can just make sugar if you want to just make a bunch of it real quick. You can throw up sugar, you can get lots of sugar on your account. You can go make bacon, type different kinds of meats, make crab rolls, etc. Now, these types of things, they do take a while to process and make. So it is something that you're not really daily limited on. But if you're really out of stuff to do and you really want to just put your cooking up, that's a good way to go. Because eventually, when you do get the cooking mastered, getting this cooked is a pain. So I can already see there's going to be a bunch of other things that you can do for cooking, other achievements that you're going to get. Because if I want Primo Gems on my account, because everybody wants Primo Gems, you can find all the books in the entire world and get all the achievements at 100%. Now, this is totally doable prior to the next patch because we do have a long amount of time. So just those are the things you could potentially do every single day as an endgame player to, have actual tangible gains in your account. Because you get Primo Gems, you get resources for upgrading your characters, resources for upgrading weapons, etc. And these are the things that, you just need to do. And you just didn't really want to do in the first place. My name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.